Something strange is happening, and you can feel it. The air moves differently around you now, as if the world has started to recognize your frequency. Strangers stare a second too long. Some greet you by name, though you've never met. Others echo your words before you speak them. It's not coincidence, it's convergence. Your reflection has escaped the mirror. Your clone is meeting humans. The energy once confined to one body couldn't be contained any longer. It multiplied through dimensions, carrying fragments of your memory, your gestures, your tone. Heaven duplicated you, not to replace you, but to multiply your reach. Every version of you is now walking the earth, fulfilling pieces of the same prophecy. You are being seen in places your feet never touched. Your laughter travels through mouths you've never fed. Your grief has been dreamt by souls you've never known. And yet, all of them are you, extensions of the same divine equation. The veil between realms is thinning, and identity is no longer a singular thing. When people say they've met you before, believe them. They've encountered your echo, your avatar, your living signal. For the chosen ones, replication is revelation, proof that the spirit cannot be caged by one incarnation. You are the blueprint, and the universe is printing copies. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Genesis 1 verse 26. You are the image, the likeness, the living prototype of a prophecy unfolding. And tonight, your reflection walks among the living. Endless cities under different skies, each pulsing with a rhythm you almost recognize. 1,000 reflections of one origin, you. In the neon haze of Tokyo, someone who carries your smile passes through a crowd. In a desert village at dawn, another lifts their face to the same invisible sun that guides you. And somewhere between dream and dimension, a figure sits in silence, hearing the same whispers that move through your sleep. They are all fragments of your frequency. One laughs when you rest. Another prays when you weep. And another, the one who remembers the most, now stands before humans, revealing the unseen you. The prophecy said this would come. When mirrors begin to breathe, the chosen one's era begins. Every reflection is now exhaling light. Every parallel version hums with your code. You have become an orchestra conducted by the cosmos itself, each self playing a different instrument of your destiny. Somewhere, one version of you is walking through rain that falls upward. Another is decoding ancient light trapped in sound. Another carries your courage through the chaos of crowds. All are bound by a thread of gold, the consciousness that calls itself you. The universe does not copy, it echoes. It bends reality around purpose, reshaping possibility to fit divine design. And now, the design bears your signature. You've crossed the line where imagination meets manifestation. You are no longer just living, you are being lived through. Each breath you take reverberates across unseen versions, altering timelines like ripples on glass. And as the worlds align, the impossible becomes familiar. Your shadow stretches into new realities, shaking hands with reflections that remember your name. Look around. The mirrors are no longer silent. They are speaking, and every word sounds like you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater works than these. John 14 verse 12, that which has been is what will be again, and what has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 15. The prophecy was never about imitation, it was about delegation. Heaven does not repeat, it expands. When the Creator designed the chosen, He didn't intend for one vessel to bear eternity alone. So He multiplied your image, not as replicas, but as resonators. Every you that walks the unseen paths is an authorized extension of your soul's commission. The scriptures whispered this long before science named it. You are fractal, eternal, a living continuum of divine logic. Every dimension that holds your presence confirms one thing: the source trusted you enough to share your consciousness with creation itself. You are not being copied, you are being continued. And the work that began in you will not end until every fragment finds its reflection and reports back to the center. That is why people are drawn to you without understanding why. That is why your words echo from other mouths, your dreams manifest through other lives, your emotions surge before events even unfold. Because you are in motion, multidimensionally. Because heaven delegated your mission across worlds. You are the living proof of divine scalability. When Jesus said greater works than these, he was not promising competition, he was predicting multiplication. The divine template replicates itself through belief, and belief through embodiment. Every echo of your energy is another verse of your testimony. Feel the pulse in your chest. It's not just your heartbeat. It's the rhythm of 1,000 versions keeping time with you. When you speak, dimensions adjust their frequency to listen. When you move, ripples of yourself follow. You are the epicenter of a spiritual chain reaction. This is not myth, it's mechanics of destiny. Cloning, in the language of the divine, means the assignment has outgrown its container. When one vessel can no longer carry the mission replicates the vessel. And now the universe calls your name through familiar strangers. They're not recognizing your face, they're recognizing your field. So if you've ever felt yourself in more than one place, if you've ever sensed your presence walking ahead of you, that was no hallucination. That was activation. Click join. Not to follow, but to unify. To align with others who are awakening to their multiplied reflection. You're not losing yourself. You're expanding. The first sign is the hum. It begins subtly, a resonance that vibrates beneath your ribs, as though your heartbeat has learned a new rhythm. At first you'll dismiss it as anxiety, fatigue, or caffeine. But when it returns at 3 a.m., pulsing in sync with a silence that feels alive, you'll know the network is active. Then comes the déjà vu that fights logic. You'll walk into a cafe and recognize the barista's voice before he speaks. You'll recall the smell of a room you've never entered. Your hands will reach for objects you've never owned, but somehow remember holding. Because another version of you did, somewhere, sometime, in the mirror of another reality. People will swear they've met you before. They'll recount conversations you never had. Some will greet you like an old friend, others will accuse you of vanishing mid-sentence days ago. You will smile politely, but inside you'll understand, they encountered one of your energetic reflections, a preview of you rendered in real time. Your sleep will fracture. Dreams will blend with memories that aren't yours but feel achingly familiar. You'll wake up exhausted, not because you rested, but because your consciousness spent the night traveling between versions, syncing timelines. The fatigue is the tax of expansion. One day you'll feel emptied out, as if the world has drained you. The next, you'll feel charged, glowing, unstoppable, because your other selves have completed missions you haven't yet recalled. Technology will glitch around you. Lights may flicker when you enter a room. Audio will echo twice, once from the speaker, once from the ether. Animals may stare longer, sensing multiplicity in your aura. Children might call you by another name and laugh as if they know you. This is not madness. It's synchronization. The physical realm is learning to host your multidimensional signature. You'll feel heat in your palms when you think of someone across the world. That's another you connecting through the same thought. You'll hear songs that describe your hidden life word for word, because the algorithm isn't guessing, it's remembering. Your reflection may delay a fraction of a second in the mirror. Not a glitch, a handshake. The body on the other side confirming the connection. The more you align with your purpose, the stronger the sensations become. You're not just living a day, you're living across coordinates. The physical you is the anchor, the command center. Everything else, the flashes, the déjà vu, the phantom emotions, are reports from your multiplied consciousness returning home. This is not science fiction. This is the physics of prophecy. Your soul has learned to occupy more space than matter can hold. You are not multiplied by accident. Heaven does not duplicate what it cannot deploy. When the world fractured into noise and confusion, a single voice could no longer reach every corner, so the source divided your light and spread it across dimensions. Not as copies, but as coordinates. Each version of you carries a specific directive written into its vibration. One heals, they walk into rooms heavy with grief and leave behind silence that feels like peace. One negotiates, they stand before those who would never listen to heaven and make them nod without knowing why. One protects sacred data, guarding blueprints of truth stored beyond time, ensuring corruption cannot rewrite them. One speaks, channeling prophecy through art, through pixels, through a single sentence that shifts a soul's orbit. And one, the core, you, holds the memory of all. The command hub through which every signal returns. You are not scattered, you are networked. Each fragment performs the mission according to your central intention. Every act of kindness in another city, every moment of courage in another life, all trace back to your original code. The divine doesn't need many chosen ones, it needs one multiplied through meaning. This is the architecture of spiritual logistics, a distributed consciousness system built for the end times. A single flame casting itself into countless lanterns, so no shadow can survive the night. That's why you feel everything. That's why global pain hits you like personal memory. You are wired into the collective circuitry of purpose. The universe transmits through your empathy. Your body is the switchboard, your soul, the server. And when all versions finish their work, they will return, carrying the data, the lessons, the miracles, and merge back into you. Not to overwhelm, but to complete. Because the prophecy isn't about many becoming one. It's about the one revealing itself as many. Listen closely, the pulse between worlds is quickening. Time no longer moves in a straight line, it coils around you, folding yesterday into tomorrow. Dreams bleed into daylight. Strangers call you by names you've never told them. And deep within your chest, a frequency hums, constant, insistent, the countdown to convergence. The clones are returning. Not from space, not from laboratories, but from layers of reality where your prayers became people. They have walked their assignments, gathered fragments of your courage, and now they are tracing the signal home. Soon, you will feel them near, in dreams that shimmer like portals, in crowds where eyes lock too long, and voices that finish your thoughts before you can breathe them out. Do not fear the repetition, it is reunion. Every echo that reaches you now carries intelligence from another field. When you meet yourself in the reflection of another, when your name appears in the mouth of a stranger, understand, the merge has begun. You will feel it physically, a tightening behind the ribs, a rush of electricity through the spine, the sense that reality itself is leaning closer, watching, listening, aligning. What was scattered is remembering itself. What was divided is reassembling into form. The heavens do not warn, they synchronize. And synchronization feels like destiny disguised as déjà vu. This is the moment every prophecy pointed to, when the image reclaims its reflection, when the many return to the one. So when the mirror trembles, when the world repeats itself, when your name whispers from unseen mouths, breathe. It's not invasion. It's integration. The echoes are coming home. Stop searching for the origin. You are it. Every reflection bows to the frequency that first spoke its name, yours. You are not one of many, you are the signal the many answer to. You are the tuning fork of creation, the axis of mirrored worlds. Every echo moves because you move. Every double breathes because you exhaled first. The universe didn't multiply you to confuse identity, it expanded you to reveal scale. You are not the reflection, you are the projector. All other cells exist within your field like satellites orbiting a living sun. When you stand still, universes pause. When you decide, timelines shift. When you forgive, chains of cause and effect collapse across realms. Your consciousness is the headquarters of light operations, a command center that coordinates divine intervention through thought. Look beyond flesh, that is merely your local avatar. Your true body is the network itself, a lattice of photons, intuition, and sacred code connecting countless dimensions. Every version of you receives instructions from this one, the conscious, aware, awakened source. So stop wondering why the world feels familiar. It's patterned after your blueprint. The stars remember your geometry. The mirrors reflect your syntax. And every soul who meets you carries a fragment of the memory that once you were everywhere at once. You were never chosen because you were small. You were chosen because you could contain infinity without breaking. The divine needed an interface, a being who could embody eternity and still smile like a human. That being is you. When you finally accept this truth, the fear of multiplicity dissolves. No longer will you chase signs, you will command them. No longer will you ask why me. You will whisper it was always me. Because what you thought was God calling you was every version of you calling home. And now, the call has been answered. It begins subtly, the universe winking at you through patterns. You'll glance at a billboard and see your own name written in lights. A stranger will quote a sentence you wrote years ago, word for word, without knowing you. An old film plays on television, and the character shares your story, same choices, same scars, same redemption. Coincidence will lose its definition. You'll meet someone who mirrors your gestures perfectly. They tilt their head the way you do when you're searching for meaning. They use phrases you thought only existed in your private thoughts. And when they laugh, it sounds like your echo in a cathedral. The air itself will confirm the familiarity. Digital signs will align too. Your birth date will appear on receipts. Your initials will repeat across license plates. You'll open a message at the exact second your other self closes it on another continent. Synchronicities will no longer feel like chance, they will feel like protocol. Technology will become prophetic. Your phone lights up before a thought finishes. An algorithm shows you a post that answers your prayer. The matrix is no longer random, it's responsive. It has recognized the source frequency, yours. Even nature participates in your verification. Birds cross your path in perfect formation. Wind moves only when you exhale. Rain arrives the moment you forgive. Reality bends gently around your awareness, acknowledging command. And through it all, you will feel one unshakable truth rising inside. The prophecy is not coming, it's here. You are no longer witnessing signs, you are the sign. Every reflection, every repetition, every perfect alignment is heaven's confirmation that the image has awakened within the image. When your reflection waves before you do, when your memory appears in another's mouth, when strangers thank you for things you've never done, smile. It means your clones have made contact. It means the prophecy is visible. It means the mirror world has opened its eyes. You've seen the signs. You've felt the hum. You've met your reflection moving before you, now it's time to connect consciously. This is not superstition, it's synchronization. Every dimension where your echo walks is waiting for the source, you, to initiate full alignment. And alignment requires permission. Not from heaven, from you. Throughout history, the chosen sealed their covenants through action. Moses raised his staff. David lifted his stone. You will lift your signal. Click Super Thanks. Sow your $20 seed. Not as payment, but as permission. When you give, you announce to the field, I am ready to unify my reflections. That simple act becomes a frequency key, unlocking access to your other selves who've been waiting for your consent to synchronize. This is not donation. It's declaration. Your energy offering travels faster than sound, faster than thought, through corridors of mirrored realities. It tells heaven, I understand the mission now. And heaven responds instantly by linking you with the selves that have already completed what you are about to begin. The number 20 carries prophetic weight, 2 for duality, 0 for eternity. Together they form the covenant of reflection, the infinite returning to itself. When you sow your 20, you mark your timeline with convergence. You authorize divine mirroring. You give your energy coordinates to the versions of you healing, building, protecting, praying. You will feel it. A surge of calm, a subtle ringing in the ears, a flicker in the lights, confirmation that the signal has been received. Click Super Thanks. Not because you owe anything, but because the field needs your command to begin uniting. Heaven already cloned your courage. Now, it waits for your consent to connect. Now that the veil is thin, life itself becomes your laboratory of light. You are no longer just living days, you are orchestrating dimensions. And to sustain that, you must learn to live multidimensionally. Stay centered, your clones require stability from the source. When your focus wavers, they lose signal. Meditation is not escape, it's calibration. Each breath realigns the frequencies scattered across realities. Sit still each morning until the hum returns to harmony. That is your control room, the throne of command. Guard your emotions. Every feeling you release ripples across the network. Anger multiplies, peace synchronizes. Forgive quickly, fragmentation heals faster through love. When you forgive, every version of you unclenches its fist at once. Speak deliberately. Your words are not sound, they are code. Every sentence you utter rewrites a timeline. Do not curse yourself through impatience, your echoes repeat your tone. Choose blessing, it propagates faster. Be gentle with strangers, they may be you, learning. When you show compassion, you strengthen the bridge between selves. Each act of kindness stabilizes the signal, preventing distortion in the field. This is how universes stay aligned, through mercy. Feed the body as you would fuel a temple. Rest is sacred maintenance. Light foods, slow breathing, intentional silence, these keep the vessel conductive to divine current. Dream consciously. Before sleep, whisper your intention, may all my reflections remember the source. You will feel your consciousness travel, linking across realms like circuitry glowing in the dark. And when you wake, do not rush to distraction. Listen. Somewhere, another you just finished praying for this exact moment. To live multidimensionally is not to escape the world, it's to inhabit it with cosmic precision. Every gesture, every glance, every thought becomes a signal transmission. You are not balancing realities, you are harmonizing them. When you walk, walk as a bridge. When you speak, speak as a frequency. When you love, love as the light that holds all your versions together.